What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. You guys see by the title of this video, I bought a new car, and it's probably the cheapest Subaru that I've ever been able to find. Now, it needs a ton of work. It's a big project. Now that the GTR is done, there's no better time. I literally think the guy's pulling up now with it. Oh, I see it. No shit. Okay, this is crazy. The timing on that is insane. I don't think you guys are ready to see this. You ready? Oh. Okay, that's sick. Damn. Oh, that's so sick. The new project. What's up, dude?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Dude, that timing was crazy, bro. I like literally just started filming.
Yeah.
And then you just rolled up. Oh my God, dude. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man.
I'm Adam.
Riley.
Dude, this thing is sick, bro. Oh, I'm so stoked. How was the drive?
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
We left early. Like I said, it's only about 4.5 hours, 5 hours. So it's not too bad.
Dude, you weren't kidding. This thing is clean, bro.
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't lie to you. Like I said, you could even see from the chassis now, like underneath.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude.
It's completely rust free.
Oh, they even put this stuff on there.
Yeah, door guards, everything.
Brakes look good. Dude, this thing's sick.
And then, like I said,
yeah.
I just put new tires on it too. So.
Okay.
But it's been in a garage.
Cause I had a 08 hatch.
Oh yeah, this fucking piece falls out.
Well,
this
yeah,
piece
that.
and this piece.
Yeah, that, and then the front bumpers always come unclipped.
Yeah. No, like
Damn,
this
dude.
one's a complete. It's been in the four corners area pretty much its whole life.
Okay.
So
yeah,
there's no rust or anything like that. Like I said,
beautiful.
even the interior is literally like no kids were in there. Like I have 2 kids and they never rode in this thing. So
it's so sick. I was at like a event or whatever, and my buddy was on Facebook. We always hunt Facebook Marketplace. He sent me it, and he's like, "Dude, this is perfect for you." Because I told you I just finished the GTR.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, so this will be like the perfect next build for the
channel, and then, like I said, and then I'll show you too. Like I have just bolts for like the bell housing and stuff like that.
Okay.
But if you look on here, I pretty much put every bolt where it's supposed to go.
Okay.
Even on the car. So like I said,
love it.
Anything that I took off, like I said, I'm a mechanic, so I took it off and put everything where it's supposed to go.
Comes with everything. Yeah, my plan is I'm just gonna take this and just take it down to like a bare block, drop it at the machine shop, and holy shit, guys, this thing is so clean. You know what's crazy, bro?
What's up?
First black car.
Really?
I've always found like silver cars. I had a silver Evo 8.
I'll tell you, they're kind of a pain in the ass to keep clean.
Are they? That's what I've heard. They look so sick though. Bro, this thing is so dope. Yeah, I'm still indecisive if I'm gonna do a Type RA block or build this one.
The I know there's the Outfront Motorsports. I know they do.
Yeah, Outfront does a ton of stuff on these things. Go Harbor Freight shit.
Yeah, same boat.
Dude, that's kind of my claim to fame is like I literally rebuilt a GTR with like
all Harbor Freight stuff.
I mean like the shittiest tools.
Yes.
Like the bare minimum, and I rebuilt this car somehow.
Dude, that's sick though, man.
Yeah.
That's props.
Isn't that cool?
That's
like
amazing.
I don't know. Well, so I threw the motor in originally, and there's an oil feed on the back of the block, and literally you can't access anything on these motors without pulling them, like because the turbos are sandwiched between the firewalls.
Yeah.
And so it was just spitting oil, like probably a quart in like 2
No.
seconds. So I had to pull the motor a second time. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? The second time's usually easier. We're pretty much off the ground now.
Yeah.
Oh, we got this.
He said it was cool. There's some slides, bro.
Yeah,
Nothing new,
you're
man.
used to this shit, huh?
Yeah, let me
Cool.
get the bill of sale, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Here, just so you know, I'm not fucking making you do all this shit for nothing.
Thanks, bud. Now get the fuck off my front.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
thanks for the car, dude. I literally pulled this straight out of the bank, so
There we go.
you might want to count that and make sure it's fine. Yeah, if you just want to crank it to the right. Oh, that's not bad at all. Oh, yeah, that's all. Oh, God. It's a big girl.
Halfway, right?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Probably should have worn real shoes. Well, boys, we got a motor and we got a new car. I am honestly probably the most excited that I've ever been for a project. This STI is clean. I've owned, this is now my third STI. It is so minty. I pulled the Carfax on it. It's got no accidents. All the body panels line up. The body is just mint. It needs a good detail, but it looks so good. So good. It's literally so perfect. And I've actually never owned a black car. And I told you guys this was the cheapest STI I've ever been able to find. Literally all it needs is a motor and it'll be back on the road. I'm looking at it right now. We got it moved to where it's gonna stay for just a bit. I need to figure out how to roll the windows up. Yeah, if it rains, it's gonna just get soaked. So I need to figure that part out, and at some point, we're gonna have to get the STI back in the garage. Let me stop talking, and let me show you guys my new STI. It is sick. Oh my God, look at this thing. She is beautiful. So what you guys are looking at, this is a 2011 STI. Now the 08 through 10s are not the wide body, but I believe starting in 11, they did the little bit wider fenders and it looks so good. Let me show you guys the interior. The interior, I'd probably say is like an 8 out of 10. It needs a good detail, but nothing's cracked, nothing's broken. It comes with 2 sets of keys, 2 key fobs. The seats look really good. These are notorious for cracking. I think there might be, that might just be needing to get cleaned off. Dude, look at it. I do not like that shift boot and brake handle thing though. So that needs to get replaced for sure. It's got the Subaru roof rack. We have the sunroof. The body on this thing, for a car that is 13 years old, the body couldn't be nicer. I don't see a single dent on this car. There's a few scratches. Black paint is really hard to keep clean. She looks really, really mint. Not a huge fan of the tire stickers, but those will go. The brakes look like they're in good shape, but there is one slight issue with this car. We have no motor, but that's exactly why I bought this thing. We have the STI 6-speed transmission. All we gotta do is put a motor in this thing and she'll be back on the road. You guys know I've been really enjoying rebuilding cars lately, and although getting cars that run is fun, buying something that needs a lot of work, it's like, it's a journey, you know? I feel like when you get a car, the excitement hits and then it fades, but with this, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a long time to get her mint, and the way I want her, this thing is gonna be such a sick daily. I've always had this massive love for 4-bangers, Evos, STIs. I now have the GTR. The GTR is gonna be my like weekend fun car, and this is gonna be my winter car slash just my daily driver, you know? Not afraid to put miles on her, not afraid if anything breaks, and something that I get to put a lot of love and attention into and try to make it as perfect as I possibly can. I don't know, are you guys excited? I'm freaking stoked. It's been almost a year since I sold my 07 STI, and I just didn't really like that car. This is so much more roomy, so much bigger, I think a better chassis, and a car that I'm stoked to build. Never built a motor from the ground up, and that is the plan with this thing. The Subaru community is absolutely massive. There's probably gonna be a lot of you guys that are like, dude, why are you trying to touch this car? You don't know what you're doing. That's the fun part. You guys will either see me succeed or fail, but there is no failure because I won't give up till it's running and perfect. Stay along for the ride. I'm fucking stoked. Honestly, this is the Gen STI I wanted. The 15 plus, they're cool. The older ones, I'm not a huge fan of. This is, to me, the perfect chassis. So let's get this thing built. But first, I'll give you guys a little bit more of a rundown on this. Okay, so the interior definitely needs a good detail. We have a downpipe back here, a strut bar. You know, a little bit of cleaning up needs to be done. Oh, I found a dent. First one I found on this car right there. Does have a cracked windshield. We got to get that fixed. Just a little bit of TLC. She needs a little bit of love, and we're gonna give her that. And the car did come with the motor. It's got everything hooked up, and I cannot wait to strip this thing down and see what the failure point was. He said cylinder 4 was knocking, so what I'm assuming is she spun a bearing. I don't know if she ran low on oil, or if it's just like, you know, the notorious Subaru thing. The car has 150,000 miles, so I'm sure this motor is super tired and needs refreshed. That doesn't look good, but I mean, the whole thing's getting rebuilt, so it doesn't matter. It's still got the tiny little VF48 that STIs come with. We might go bigger. What do you guys think? Should we do like a Cobb 20G, some E85, make this thing an absolute ripper? Or should we just leave it stock-ish? And I've never torn down an STI motor, obviously, so this is gonna be super fun and a learning experience for me. I know there's a lot of Subaru experts out there. So if you guys have tips and tricks for me, please leave them down below. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I kind of know what I'm doing. I rebuilt a GTR, so it's like I know how to turn a wrench, but I've never done it on a Subaru. Gotta go buy vape, gotta get some more tools, gotta get some Company 23 stuff, because we're rebuilding this thing and it's gonna be epic. We're gonna make this thing a freaking winter ripper. That's my goal. GTR is my summer car. Subi is the winter car. And then we need a truck at some point. A truck will come. How sick is this though? Freaking GTR. I love my life. Life's kind of crazy. I don't get vulnerable or open with you guys too often, but a little flashback to last year. I think I bought my GTR around the same time last year, and within about 2 months, the motor grenaded. I had two options. I had very little money to my name, and it was either invest the money into your business or invest the money into the GTR. I chose my business, which was the best decision I've ever made. I am now in a much, much, much better position with a fully rebuilt GTR that should make about 700 to 800 wheel, and I'm in the position now to build another one of my dream cars, which is an STI. I think we all go through times in life where we win, where we lose, and last year was my turn to lose. I mean, I didn't lose because ultimately I won, but it's one of those things that I didn't give up. So many people told me to sell the GTR. Hey, cut your losses, get rid of it, sell it as a rolling shell. I could not have afforded to have a shop build this thing or rebuild it for me. There's no way, like I couldn't have done it. I bet it would have been, what, a $20,000 bill, $25,000 bill to have a shop rebuild this GTR. So I took it upon myself. I said, hey, very few people work on these things, but I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna successfully rebuild it. And I fucking did it. I did it. I'm literally sitting here with my GTR that runs and drives, and it's because of me. It's because I didn't give up. I took the 6 months, I grinded my absolute dick off, I made a shit ton of money, and I got her back on the road. But like, nobody helped me. I had no handouts, nobody gifted me anything. I worked really, really hard. The hardest I've ever worked for this car, and now I bought my other dream car. And I don't say any of this to flex. I hope I can inspire you guys, because like, I'm human too. I'm not made of money. I'm not this like millionaire YouTuber, somebody who's making like $1 million a year. Like, I'm nowhere near that. I'm just a guy that loves cars. Like, I have a passion for them, and I've learned now kind of how to wrench on them. And I mean, obviously I'm new to the Subaru world and I'm new to the GTR world, but I think it goes to show, like, no matter how scary something seems or how overwhelming or how large the job is, if you take your time, you don't give up, you stay relentless, there's no way you fail. I literally threw this motor in, started it up, it leaked oil, and I had to pull the motor a second time. It's kind of crazy what you can do if you just like stick with things. So many people give up. So many people. It's like shit gets hard and they fucking give up. Why do people give up when things get tough? Like that feeling of like giving up or like being in a really shit spot sucks. That feeling sucks, but we all experience it as humans. But very few people get to experience the feeling when you overcome that feeling. Or like you feel that low and then you turn it into a high. I hope I'm explaining that right, but it's been the most euphoric thing for me. Like, I literally walk into my garage and this thing was just a paperweight, and I turned it into something that runs, drives, and it's gonna make a ton of power, and that I get to share with you guys, and I get to share with people who like know me personally, and it's so fucking cool. And I'm making a promise to you guys, making a promise to myself. I know I don't get a ton of views, but like, I'm never gonna give up. I'm always going to try to achieve more. And just like with the GTR, if something goes wrong with the Subaru when I rebuild it, like, I will pull it back apart and we're gonna fix it. If I can give you guys anything, I hope it's some type of motivation. If you're in a low, know you can pull yourself out of it. Like, you're the only person that can pull yourself out of a shitty spot. Ultimately, you've got to rely on you. And that's the biggest thing I've learned from this car. It's just like, it's just me. It's me. It's only me. So I love you guys. I'll stop ranting, but just don't fucking give up. Like, enjoy the freaking process. Giving up ends a journey. Don't end the journey unless like your gut tells you to. But if there's like a piece of you that says, hey, maybe hold off, maybe see things through, trust your gut. I love you guys. Not only am I gonna keep continuing to build cars or try and build cars and rebuild stuff. Oh God, a fucking bee, dude. I hope I can make an impact and just inspire somebody. Like, that's it. That's at the end of the day, all I wanna do is just inspire one of you guys to chase your dreams. Like, I'm out here doing it. All right, enough talking, enough of the rant. I just felt like some of you guys might need to hear that. You guys heard me. I had to pull the motor twice on this thing to get it perfect, or at least I thought perfect, but it turns out I had to pull this thing a third time in my little 2-car garage off of jack stands. And every time I drove it, I was smelling coolant, and I was like, that's a little weird. It's like, maybe it's residual from taking off the core support and coolant just getting everywhere when I had to drop it. So I was like, okay, maybe that's why I smell coolant. So then I'm like, okay, I should probably just double check. I get underneath and the whole subframe is just coated in blue. The whole trans tunnel coated in blue. Everything was coated in blue, and I started thinking, and I'm like, okay, something's leaking. Something I didn't replace has to be leaking. So I start peeking around, and it turns out that the crush washers on the turbos needed replaced, and I didn't know that at the time. I thought they, you know, could be reused. Not an expensive mistake, but a very time-consuming and labor-intensive mistake, because I had to drop the whole entire motor to get to those. So every single crush washer on the entire motor. Okay, so there's 2 water lines that connect to the side of the block. There's 2 water lines on each turbo, and there's an oil line. Every single line, every single crush washer on the block is brand new.
Thank you, Chris. Eskimos.
You guys ever pulled a motor on a GTR for a 3rd time just to replace little crush washers? And then instead of just having to replace the crush washers, you end up ripping both axle inner boots and having to completely disassemble the axles to rebuild them? Me neither. And we no longer have any leaks, and she's back on the ground. It took me 3 tries, but just like I was talking about earlier in the video, like, don't give up. Things get tough. I didn't want to pull this motor again. I had already pulled it twice. I pulled it to like replace it. I pulled it again when I messed up and had to replace the oil distributor on the back, and then I had to pull it again for the crush washers. All things that could have been avoided if I just would have done it right the first time, but it's a learning lesson. I should have replaced them. Now they're replaced and it's good. No more leaks. She's back on the road, and now we can finally go up and get this thing dyno tuned and see what she puts down. I'm guessing it's probably 650 to 700 wheel. We'll find out. So I hope when you guys watch this, you can kind of take it from me to take your time, replace the things that should be replaced on your motor when you're putting it together, because 1, it's going to cost a lot more time. Luckily, it wasn't a super expensive fix. I think it was like 15 bucks in crush washers from Harbor Freight, and then, you know, more coolant and power steering fluid, and then I had to bleed everything again. It was a bit of a process, but we got it done. And now I know when you're doing something of this caliber to take your time and just go slow and replace everything that can be replaced, because you might create more work for yourself. Lesson learned. So in the next video, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna completely tear down this EJ257 down to the short block. We're gonna see what the damages are. I'm gonna go ahead and get the head shipped off to get rebuilt and resurfaced, and those should be reusable, hopefully. I think I'm gonna get a Type RA short block for this thing, because I'm not going for crazy power. I want like 350 to 400 on the 85, and we're gonna inspect this thing and see what the damages are. But my GTR is back. 3rd time is in fact the charm. The Subaru build is gonna start now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm really excited my GTR is back, and just driving it around is so surreal, like, to have my baby back. And then now we're gonna have a basically, I don't wanna say built STI, but a very reliable, very fun daily. So let me know what you guys thought of the video. I know there's a lot of Subaru fans out there. I think it's beautiful. I love the 11 through 14 body style, and I'm just stoked to build this thing as a sick daily and something to go like rip the mountains in and, you know, do donuts in the snow, like just Subaru things. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the teardown of the STI motor. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.